second class, and we're gonna do a drawing I'm gonna show you how to do. It's going to be, we're gonna be starting with that. So we're gonna be using this. Now I am using, I think this is a sketchbook. It's not meant for pens, but it's what I had, and I didn't feel like buying something new. You know, I felt like using something I already had, so I was just gonna stick with this. Yes, this is just a Strathmore sketch pad, but you could use anything. You can use cardboard, cardstock, copy paper. And then as far as pens go, I'm gonna be using POSCA. It's great. And a ruler, I like to get those lines really straight. And then I also have a little eraser here. Final note about beginning your drawing, that I use this little grid pattern I have going here. A grid's a great thing to have at the base of any drawing, really, especially if you're a beginner and you're not very good at making your lines straight, or maybe your hand's a little shaky, or you're just not great at drawing to begin with. The grid is kind of like training wheels, but they're kind of training wheels you never want to take off, because it's a really great way to make sure your artwork has that symmetrical, almost illusion quality when you finish it, like it was printed. That's how you get it, by having a grid.
Hey there, my name's Ainsley, and this is my adorable pooch Moto. These are some of my favorite people, my family. We are originally from Florida, and about 10 years ago we found ourselves in the piney woods of Texas. Now we are embarking on a new adventure in New York City. Like and subscribe to join in the fun.
I would be remiss if I did not mention that I love listening to music, or a podcast, or an audiobook, or all of the above, or sometimes even a show when I'm doing my art. And I find my little Bose headphones. These are a really old model, and I actually put new cushions on them, but I love them. They really do immerse you. Let's listen to some music, let's some tunes, get into it. Let's go. Okay, so now I'm just getting my place set up. So I've got my pen, I got my eraser, got my ruler, and I've already started by erasing some of these lines right here, because I'm going to start with this diamond shape that I've created. Okay, now one little note about this design is you can start that thick section anywhere you want. You know, it's just a pattern. So you can start it here or there. Now here you can see I've chosen to do my thick sections on the same to help create that illusion of perfection, of giving that symmetrical design as it's just stacking upon each other. Right over here, this corner starts with a thick section. So then I'm starting this one right here with a thick section. Don't really worry too much about your lines being straight a little bit, or if the ink smudges a little bit. It all just adds to the piece. So don't stress too much about it. I make lots of mistakes. I've already made several in this piece, but if you get caught up on all the mistakes, you kind of miss the whole point, which is just to have fun and create, and you'll get better as time goes on. So there's no need to be perfect right now. And then you're just going to continue this little pattern we're making. Just keep going around, and you'll notice as you're making it that over time you actually get better at it, and your lines become straighter just from muscle memory, and you don't have to worry about using the ruler, but you know, you always can if you want. I find the ruler tends to smudge the ink a little bit if you lay it on top, so unless your ink is fast drying, then you might not want to use it because it might smudge up your whole drawing. There you go, you just choose an ending point. There you go. And now we have achieved some symmetry. Okay, how's it going so far? Now either you're feeling really good about this and you're thinking, I've just uncovered some talent I didn't know I had, or you're thinking, I'm gonna quit any second because this is too hard and I'm no good at this. Okay, that is totally normal. Everybody feels like that about 1 second into creating anything, that they should stop. So don't stop. You can take a break if you need it, but we'll like the finished product. It just looks ugly right now. It's kind of in its ugly duckling stage, and it's still, you know, an idea coming to be. So don't judge it yet. Just enjoy the process and don't worry about what it's going to look like when it's done. I know that's a lot easier said than done, but just stick with it. You're going to love the end result, I promise you. So hang in there. You've got this. let's get back to it. Okay, so now at this point in the drawing, I'm liking the way this looks with this kind of chevron pattern I have going. So I'm kind of thinking what I want to do is leave this space in the middle here blank. And I'm going to do that same pattern on this side. I'm just going to flip this way. And we're going to do the same thing right here. This side, I decided to play around with just doing the outer line first, and then I'm going to add this design next. So that's just one example of how you can break the design down to make it a little bit easier, or to kind of get in the zone, you know, just do one thing repetitively instead of keep switching it up. So now I can just go in and do this, and I don't have to think about doing this. So by this point your hands might be getting a little tired, so just do some hand stretches, stretch it out a little bit. I should say your hand because most likely you're not ambidextrous, it's one or the other. Just do some hand stretches. You can even take a break. You could save this video to your watch later and pick it back up. You know, this is quite a large piece, so you could always do some now, do some later. No need to feel like you have to do it all at once. I think my pen actually did give out. I think it's had enough. And this is actually, I think, my last pen. This was a 3-set when I got it. And I think this is my last one. I'm gonna have to buy some more. But I think that was it. I think I finally gave up the ghost. I'm just getting a bit too light. There we go. This is fun because see, when you start it, it's got that little white tip on it. I'm going to show you something like this. Here, it's white. A little black on that tip. Oh, look at those beautiful eyes. Okay, we're back in business. Now I've gotten that diamond shape right where I want it, and I have an idea for the other bit of the design for these empty spaces, but I'm kind of going out on a limb because I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna give it a go. If we hate it, we hate it. If we like it, then good. Either way, it's practice. Okay, so I had to take a little breather because that was a lot. So this is day 2 now. So if you did, had to take a break too, we're in the same boat. We both have to take a break. You don't want to stress out your hands, especially in the beginning. You don't want to do too much and really wear out your fingers and your wrists. So it is good to take breaks, especially if you're feeling a little tucked out in this department. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. Got quite a bit to go. I'm thinking about repeating this pattern in here and just continuing it in these 4 corners. So we're gonna give that a go and just see how it goes. Okay, fun. So here's for day 2. Let's keep going. Okay, so a quick side note that I just thought of is that if at the beginning the pattern seems really confusing and you keep getting lost, like you're not quite sure where you are in the pattern, don't stress out about that because you're going to be, since it's a pattern, you're going to be doing it again. So once you do it the first time, you get all the kinks out, and then as you repeat that pattern, it's going to become a lot easier and you'll actually end up moving a lot faster. So don't stress, just keep going, and the pattern eventually will start to make sense, and then it'll just become easy. We've been at this for probably almost like an hour and a half now. So this is not a quickie thing. This does take a bit of time. But here we are. We're about 3/4 of the way done. And I've only made a few mistakes. Just a few, like here I accidentally kind of went in between the lines here where I had it open. So I can either just leave that, or I can kind of just let the mistakes be there and not change up. Sometimes I'll change the design to kind of mask the mistake, and sometimes I'll just let the mistake stay there. So let's keep going. We're almost done. Home stretch. Okay, so we finished. It's completed. I think I worked on it for a good part of yesterday morning. So that was probably like, let's say 3 hours. And then I've been working on it now for almost 2 hours. So probably about 5 hours. So not bad, 5 hours. My wrist is about dead. My hand's all marked up. I hope you enjoyed this first little art tutorial. And let's stop back around in this cozy little corner. I don't know if this is going to be my art space forever, but for now it's not bad. I mean, I got good views, I got good tunes, I got good tools. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe so that you can see the next art video and we can create together again. Bye bye for now.